What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Hope everyone is doing very well. Welcome back to the match preview. For the big one, Super Sunday, 2 p.m. kickoff in Birmingham. Yes, Aston Villa versus Manchester United at Villa Park. And KG, could it be Erik ten Hag's last stand? Could this be the one? I mean, there have been rumours and rumblings at the time recording that maybe this is the game that's going to decide Erik's future, or certainly if something doesn't go well in this game, it might be it for Erik ten Hag. On the back of Thursday's Europa League game, how you feeling about it all?
Devastated, man. And this game is one of those ones where keep talking about the blind dog and the selfish family, mate. Blind dog and the dog on the wheels. And the family being selfish, and all I can see is selfish acts, you know. The fact that we're still carting this is we're finished. It's over. It's done. You know, this game, I remember you saying this to me last time, and it's crazy because hindsight 2020, right? Looking at this moment, you would say FA Cup shouldn't. I never forget. You always used to say every time we did this pod on the lead up, this tournament can't change your mind. You've seen what you've seen. It's clear now, right? And that's a true statement in the sense of, what are you telling me 90 minutes is going to change the whole way you've been looking at this whole situation? And in the time I was like, of course, a trophy, the feeling is Man City. And it almost washed. It did wash, really. But now we're saying, once again, a normal Premier League game. Nothing else. It's not at the end of this game, you become the title winner or Aston Villa go on and win the title. No, it's literally win this game against Aston Villa, and that's going to tell us you should be here for the long term. That's already bad, because why are we having such a serious scenario in October?
Yeah.
There exactly. You go. Why is the scenario so intense for where we are in the month? And it's because we're garbage. So guess what? This game should not be a barometer of should he keep or lose his job. I think the writing is there. And I didn't understand, and I'll be honest, I did not understand that before. Maybe a final, maybe it's a little bit different because it is Man City. It's that jubilation. It's that feeling of, well, we've done something now. It's not the end of the season. We've got games to go. We could go on international break. And guess what? There's more losses coming. What about you? Do you think it'll be his last game? What do you think, this Aston Villa game?
I think so. I mentioned it Monday, and when we were doing the match view on Thursday, talking about it, I said I don't really subscribe to the theory that much of he's got one game to save his job, because to your point, one game in the grand scheme of things, when you do take a step back and you go, right, bigger picture here, one game doesn't actually mean anything, does it? You know, and that's where I'm with you. I have learned in the sense of, like, one game doesn't mean anything. So when it did come to the FA Cup final last season, in retrospect, and it's easy to say in hindsight, but you go, actually, that doesn't change anything, does it? Because, you know, when you look at the totality of evidence, you know, do you judge someone based off one thing, one game, one day, or do you judge them based off a long period of time over 8-9 months, or in this case, 3 seasons or 2 and a bit seasons? You judge it over the longer period of time, don't you? You judge it with where's the most evidence here? And that's why when I even going into this week, prior to the Porto game, it's like these 2 games are critical. You go, well, even if he does get positive results here, that doesn't actually really change the bigger picture, because the bigger picture's bad. And the result that we saw last weekend against Spurs, that's coming again. Like if things stay the same, that's coming again. Like the result we saw against Liverpool, that's coming again. And I know the natural response there is, oh, and well, you don't know that. You can't see into the future. But I think at this point, we do know that, because on Thursday, the best example of that was in Europe, again, we go 2-0 up. And we even said it on the match review. We went, this game's not over. We know this. And the fact that we know that, because we know what's coming, we've seen this story, it's predictable. So why wouldn't it be predictable that we know that if things stay as they are, results that we've seen against Spurs, against Liverpool, Porto on Thursday, or last season against big sides, we know that they'll be coming again. So I think almost irrespective, you know, you never know. The thing that is going in our favour, I suppose, is that actually our record against Aston Villa at Villa Park is unbelievable, KG. I can offer you some stats. Aston Villa have won just one of their last 25 Premier League home games against Manchester United. The only victory in that 25 came in Unai Emery's first game in charge in November 2022 when they defeated Erik ten Hag's Manchester United at the time. We've won 40 Premier League games against Aston Villa. We've only beaten an opponent more often than, which is Everton, which is 41. So it's almost the same as that. But then you get into the negative statistics, such as Manchester United have lost 8 Premier League matches by a margin of 3 or more goals under Erik ten Hag. Since the start of 22 to 23, the only Premier League managers to suffer more 3-0 goal defeats are Gary O'Neill and Sean Dyche. At the moment, we're talking about there was possibly relegation fodder this season. Wolves are bottom of the league, and Everton aren't that far off.
They're behaving like them.
You know, that's and that's exactly the right point, isn't it? Is that, well, that makes sense because we're performing like them at the moment. So I know it is quite negative, doom and gloom going into the match, but I don't. You know what? It was weird, actually, KG. You mentioned that Man City game, the FA Cup final towards the end of last season. And I know at the time it felt impossible we could win that match, right? And you could argue it's a similar feeling at the moment of going, look, this is an Aston Villa side. They're bang in form. They just beat Bayern Munich. They've got a really good squad of players. They've got options as well. If it's not Ollie Watkins up front, it's Duran coming on, scoring goals, chipping Manuel Neuer from like 40 yards or something ridiculous. And you go, well, it just feels unlikely Man United are going to get anything out of the game. But Siren's in the chat. But we said that towards the end of last season. But it's just that element of belief that maybe was there just doesn't even feel there. But that spark is just gone. And maybe that's just pure pessimism. Is there a chance we can get anything out of the game? Do you think?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've got a prediction. I don't think we're on the predictions part right now, but
you can do what you want.
Oh, wicked. 4-1. 4-1 Aston Villa. Gonna get smoked. We're gonna get pammed. And
was Ollie's last result, wasn't it, as well? 4-1.
Yeah, because guess what? Spurs should have beat us 7. They had Timo Werner. Timo Werner was stopping Spurs from doing if that was Son, my goodness. Yesterday we saw Omar Dion and who else was in that team that scored? I can't remember the name.
He was destroying the centre backs, Omar Dion, wasn't he? Just destroying them.
Well, you got him. Now you're gonna ask yourself, well, he's not the only one. There's Watkins, Duran, that kid Rogers who had Partey, losing his mind in that midfield.
Yeah,
you got those players. This is a serious scenario for Man United. We are yet to know our best team. Delow's uncomfortable on the left-hand side, still will play there. The 2 centre backs that are worth 100 million came off the pitch. You're telling me, and obviously Maguire must be rewarded for his heroic effort, his great fate in that last game. Well, we know what time it is. It's gonna be, and I hate to be this negative, but it's the club is broken me, bro. That's the honest truth. So I've never predicted that we won't win. I've never predicted against the team and said, and especially such a dastardly scoreline of but then it's the truth, it's how do you see us winning this game? What can we do to let these guys know? Are we going to win the midfield battle? It's still a problem.
No, and that's the point, isn't it? I mean, if I had to give a prediction, I could see us maybe scoring. It's not as if we don't create chances in a game. We do, so I could maybe see I could see maybe a 3-1. I just don't see us not conceding. It says a lot, doesn't it? We've conceded 6 goals back to back in our last couple of games in all comps, and Onana's probably been our best player. In terms of he got Player of the Month September. He did all right yesterday as well.
And how many goals we conceded for him to get
exactly. We know the situation there. In terms of a team that I would think would maybe start, you'd probably go Onana wants to get a goal, back 4. You're right. Maybe you do see Martinez and Maguire instead of De Ligt. I think at this point, Eric just goes with people that he thinks are going to sort of work for him.
Martinez really has to get up, though.
Yeah, it's true. But he might go with balance, perhaps. Or who knows? Maybe he just goes full on. I don't give a shit anymore. Maybe he goes with Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire. And maybe who knows? Midfield, Cobby, bit up in the air. So we'll have to see if he's available or if he's not. I mean, I found it funny that we're talking about, you said we're a young progressing side. Our combined age of our midfield was like nearly 100 years old in Bruno, Ericsson, Casemiro. Ugarte might come back in.
Yeah, because you rested him for the midweek, innit? So
exactly. Rashford, look, he came off for rotational purposes. And he was really complimentary of Garnacho in that post-match presser as well. So you might go with Rashford and Garnacho perhaps. And then Højlund scored, so maybe I stick with Højlund up front. But
yeah,
I don't know. My prediction, you said 4-1 Aston Villa. I'm going to go with, I reckon it might be 3. It might be 3-1. But I don't see United winning, and I do think it will be Eric's last game.
They're going to rain down on us, man.
So there you go, guys. A nice positive preview for you from KG, the comedian, and myself. Get your thoughts in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to start? What's your prediction? Are we being too negative? Have we lost any belief? Or is there anything to believe in at this point? And do you think it's going to be Eric's last game? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And we'll be back with more very, very soon. We're out of here. Peace.